Welcome back to this Rift Let's Play. Your Sambo Seraphis, and joining me as always is the brutally dark looking Tallahassee. How are you this evening? You look at you. You've got your interesting helmet on, as I like to call it.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it.
Well, there's a more obvious name, but you know, we're a family show, so I'm not going to go there. But yes, welcome to you. What's the occasion? You're looking awfully nasty and foreboding and dark, very Roman gladiator. Is there a special occasion? Oh, now you look like a winged guardian again. Oh, that's better. That's better. Is that your actual gear versus your wardrobe?
Yeah, that's my gear versus my wardrobe. Personally, not such a big fan of this look, though.
Aren't you? How come? All right, well, I just reckon it looks vicious. It looks great. It doesn't match, though, I suppose.
It makes me look like I have a giant penis on my head.
Aha! All right, I wondered how long it would take us to get there. You know what? If we ever do PvP, I reckon you should wear that because it's far more foreboding, you know. And actually, you know what? Speaking of foreboding, guys at home watching, and by the way, welcome to this week's episode. You may have noticed that we have a third member in our party this evening, and that is, of course, Duboir, the God Slayer, who has come along to join us for this episode. Speaking of foreboding looking, my God, how are you this evening?
Hello, I'm good.
You know what? I don't think you are good. You look evil to me. What the heck is that outfit? You have to explain. How do you get rid of the UI again, by the way? I've completely forgotten.
Control U.
Control U. There we go. There you go, folks. And now get a good look at this guy. What is with the evil, nasty look? Is that some kind of special outfit?
I'm chaotic good.
Chaotic good. There we go. Role-playing nerds unite. You are indeed chaotic good. What is that mask? That looks fantastic.
The mask is called the Singed Hood. It comes from one of the raid instances, and it isn't an upgrade, so I'm not wearing it as my actual helmet. But
okay.
It's a special one.
It is.
And so the whole outfit is basically, except for the shoulders, they're actually raid gear that I'm just not wearing.
I understand. Right, and by the way, folks, you must remember what Dub's talking about there is if we inspect him here, of course, we can't see. This is one of the faults, I think. Yeah, there we go. That's what we see when we inspect you, and we can see the actual gear you've got on here. But you know what? I think, and Tallahassee, we've spoken about this in the past, I think that you should be able to see somebody's wardrobe when you right-click and inspect them. I mean, here we go. We've got, there's a whole big blank space down the left-hand side. Surely they could have, outfit 1, outfit 2, outfit 3 listed down there. Does anyone know if there's any reason why they don't have that? Just by chance?
I don't think there's any good reason why they don't have it. It doesn't
probably suggest it's something to do with technical reason, probably trying to pull up too much information, and probably because it's something they're not actually wearing.
You mean in terms of server bandwidth and database calls and all that sort of stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
Do you know what I actually thought you said then, Tallahassee, which would make total sense? I thought you said it's probably because of a tentacle reason, because we know that you like your tentacles, and you've got one on your forehead.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, exactly. It's the tentacles. That's why we can't do it. Anyway, folks, it's great to have Dub along for the ride this episode, and of course, you may remember for the past maybe 3 months, we've been threatening to have Dub back so that he can actually work on my talent tree. And you know what? The other day in a live stream, we finally twist his arm. I said, hey, I'll pay you 75 cents and all the ice cream you can eat if you come along to our next Rift episode and help us out with the builds. And of course, look at that, he's turned up. He's a man of his word. Even though he's from Sydney, he's still a man of his word. So absolutely salute. In fact, can we salute? You know what? We play so many games. There we go. You can.
You can.
Emote salutes. There you go. Now, before we do dive into the skill trees, and by the way, Tallahassee, are you've got your tank spec and your DPS spec, as we all know. Are you happy with them at the moment? Like, are they going to receive any tweaks tonight, or are you pretty comfortable with the way they're set up at the moment?
No, I'm actually really comfortable with the way they're set up.
Good stuff.
Yeah, my DPS spec is just rocking along, but I hardly ever get to use it here.
Yeah, true. That's my fault because you're always having to protect me. That's all right. You know, girls like me need protection.
Because you fall over all the time.
I do fall over, trip over in my high heels, break a nail. You know, my mascara runs, all those usual sort of things, which cause everything to come to a screaming halt.
You don't belong in Sydney?
Yeah. Well, look, that's good. I mean, because we don't want to tie up too much of your time, Dub. We'll work through it relatively quickly, but really do appreciate it because I've been sitting here on my Chloromancer build, which I'm sure you've probably also got some suggestions to throw at me about. But, I love it and it's fun. But I've got a hankering just to get back to some good old-fashioned pyromantics, if you know what I mean. I just want to go back to the good old days of hiffing around fireballs. But before we do that, we're going to have a quick moment here. I want to talk about mounts. Now, if you ever look at Tallahassee, of course, he's showing off there on the big black thing between his legs, which he always shows off about when he's in the company of others, especially myself. Look, everybody knows that yours is bigger than mine. And in fact, let's prove that right now, right in front of everybody. There we go. See, told you. His is bigger than mine, and blacker as well. So that's okay. We know that
Dubs is bigger than yours as well.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. And Dubs also has an extra appendage on it, which is both disturbing and amazing at the same time.
It's a unicorn.
Yeah, it does look like a unicorn.
Yeah, my horse's horn is bigger than Tallahassee's horn.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's gold plated as well. So, if that's not a class call, I don't know what is. Tell us, please, because this is another, not a fault, but another thing that you can't tell in Rift. If I click on you, Dub, if it was any other game, I could look at your buffs on your, underneath your portrait, and it would actually tell me what mount it is. Now, I can't see that because it doesn't actually show up. What mount is that? Because I'm sure everybody watching this episode wants one because it's gold-plated and it's got a horn. What is it?
Well, its full name is the Swift Copper Armoured Warhorse Bridle. Is the item.
Good lord, Coppered Armoured Warhorse Bridle. Okay, where on earth do you get that from?
You can buy it over near the Quicksilver College, which off there we were having a bit of trouble remembering the name. Argent Glade. It's one of the introductory zones for Guardians.
Hang on. Just by chance, do we happen to be looking out upon that zone right now? Is that where, are we right? Is that what I'm thinking? Let's look at the map.
Yeah, we're gazing across the map towards it.
There we go. Okay, so Quicksilver College. As I open up my map there, folks, you can see we are, in fact, looking right towards Quicksilver College on the map and out there in the distance. And like you were saying earlier, Tallahassee, isn't it? An absolutely stunning draw distance that this game has. It's just fantastic. Absolutely love it. You can see... What are those towers over there, Tallahassee?
Yeah, I've got it as well. It is Overwatch Keep.
There you go. And of course, Overwatch Keep, is that the place that you took us to find the hidden treasure where you teleport around all the towers? Is that what that is?
Yeah, that's that one.
There you go. So, folks, you can always go back and have a look. That's one of our supplemental Rift episodes there if you want to figure out how to find the treasure in that zone. And, oh my god, ew, get them away from me. There's mandible. Oh, no, go away. I hate spiders. Oh, they're backing me up into a corner. Oh my god, look, it's right in my face. Get out. I've got to get out of here. No. Oh, dear. Hey, at least I... Shut up. Look at that. They drive me to jump off cliffs, folks. Oh, that's horrible. I'm coming back. Oh, man. Get those spiders away from me. They're the creepiest looking mounts in the entire game. How can you ride them with their mandibles going... Seriously, folks, what do you reckon? I reckon both of these guys get minus 100 internet points. What do you say? That's just for scaring me. That's terrible. In fact, you know what? I've forgotten you can mount in here. What do you guys, while we've got you both here, Tallahassee, I'm pretty sure I know your thoughts on this, and interested in yours as well, Dub. What do you guys think about still being able to ride in Sanctum? Tallahassee?
I think it's still a little bit naff, but it is faster than just running around.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, there is that about it. That's fair enough. What about you, Dub?
Yeah, look, I like the convenience of it. I don't like when people park their mounts on top of a merchant or a portal or whatever, but, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's more about the players than the technology.
Than the mechanic. That's all right. All right, folks. Well, I think time has come for us to do this. It's been so long coming. You keep that away from me, Dub. I'm going to... I can't even remember the key. Is it N? Let's have a look. There we go, folks. So
it's N.
Yep, N brings up your soul tree. Now, the observant amongst you will know that I've been using the Chloromancer build here, which I've named Support Battery. I also have another... what do you call them? Rolls, I think, isn't it, guys? Is that what these different things are?
Yep.
Rolls? Yep, cool. I have a roll here called Original Fire-Spec, and of course this is from the very early days, from when Tallahassee and I first started playing, and of course I was building my way up, and then I got introduced through, by the way, the great Seraphim guild and Dub himself, I think, and Tallahassee, the Chloromancer build, and of course we've been running with that ever since. By the way, subtle reminder, if you guys want to join Seraphim and hang out with Dub on his spider, then of course all you need to do is click on the Seraphim guild link below this video. They're in every single riff video. Go along to the website there, click on the apply button and tell them that Tallahassee and Sambo sent you, and you'll probably never ever get in because of that. No, I'm just kidding. Go along there, and of course always wanting more people in the guild to run with these crazy folk. Anyway, back to the original Fire-Spec. You can see it's not activated. If I click on activate, I think what's going to happen, guys, you can help me out here. There's been a respec, and I think when I click on this activate, if it keeps saying that there's been a respec every time I log in, will this all go back to 0?
Yeah, all the points should be reset to 0 in all the trees.
All right. Well, I hope
that and your computer will explode.
And my computer will explode. Excellent. Does that mean I won't be able to use my drink holder in the computer anymore? What am I going to do? I can't believe that. Well, anyway. All right.
I know. It's tragic.
I know, tragic. Okay, well, I'm going to trust you guys. I'm going to click activate. Whoa. Okay, I have nothing. I have absolutely nothing in here. And in fact, as I look at my abilities, I've got... Yeah, look, I've got all my old abilities that are on the hotbar, but they're all greyed out, basically.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, so that's normal.
That's normal because you're set to 0. You don't actually have those abilities available to you right now.
Of course, and what Dub's talking about is, as we look at the top versus the bottom of the soul tree here, of course we put points in up the top. You know how it works, just like any other MMO pretty much. But in this game, what happens is that itself opens up these abilities below here. That's what you can see grayed out with the red numbers on them down the bottom there. And you can see, for example, this ability here called Flame Jet will only open up after I spend 2, because there's a 2 on it, 2 points up the top in the soul tree there, etc. 4, 6, 6, 8, 10, 18, etc, etc. And of course that will mean, I'm guessing, by the way, folks, that even though all these abilities are here, perhaps some of them may not exist anymore because of changes. I may have to do some rejigging later, maybe.
Yeah, possibly. Depends.
Possibly.
I'm trying to think. I don't think many abilities that you would have been spec'd into got cut. I think there was only one.
All right. So it's more about balancing and adjusting, and perhaps the order that these talent points appear in, or something like that.
Yeah, and there's some fairly significant changes to the Pyromancer tree, but not to the abilities themselves.
Ah, great. Okay, well that makes sense. All right. Well, now I'm sure everyone of you guys watching at home doesn't want to stare at a soul tree all night. So what we'll do, if you don't mind, Dub, I presume you know a rough outline of where we're going to go with this. And of course, just bearing in mind that I am, unless it makes a difference, my preference here is I'm really just looking for a, probably not very useful, I don't know, but DPS focused build. So I'm literally looking for that Pyromancer, Fire Mage, glass cannon type thing, which is the other spec I really like to play. So if we achieve that, then if it's like any other games, I'm going to fully expect to be having to have mana issues all the time. I'm going to be very squishy, you know, all those stereotypical glass cannon things. Is that kind of where we're going to end up?
Yeah, we're definitely aiming for a DPS build.
Great.
What I've planned out is based on an endgame build, and it's a very similar kind of foundation and thought process.
Okay.
But you've got a couple of things that will be different to the classic glass cannon.
Okay, all right, well that sounds exciting, always up for that. And by the way, folks, I'm going to interpret Dub there. If you don't know what he means by endgame build, and Dub, correct me if I'm wrong, but generally speaking, what that means is it's a very focused type of build because you're generally raiding, and that means that you're also relying on other classes for some things that you may wish to normally have yourself at a lower level, or if you're soloing. So for example, a typical endgame DPS build will actually rely on other characters for either increasing their power or mana, or for heals, and so therefore instead of wasting points on having those abilities in your own build, you instead spend those points on more DPS. So you put yourself at a bit of a disadvantage in terms of soloing, but of course it's a build for endgame. It's a build assuming that you have a great support network in your raid. So that's, I guess, possibly what you were meaning, Dub?
Yep.
Right.
You know, this is something for Tallahassee to stand there and hit the thing and make them angry, and you're going to kill them from behind.
Right, good stuff.
So it's basically what I do all the time anyway.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much what I was thinking.
Yeah, exactly. Especially in our Let's Play series. Can you imagine? I mean, I don't think I'd ever last an episode if we didn't have Tallahassee around. Now, speaking of Tallahassee, thanks for coming along and being here tonight in this part, mate, because I know it's incredibly yawnful for you, given that you've already got your soul trees worked out and stuff, but it's great to have you here. And of course, folks, once we've done this talent build, we will be heading back. We'll go off and do a little bit of questing before we wrap up. You might remember in the last episode we were over here on the map. There we go, the Moonshade Highlands, and around the Three Springs. We've got a couple of little quests over there, and we will absolutely head over there. But I'm sure you guys, this has been a long time coming, sure you guys would like the benefit of having someone who actually knows what they're talking about, even though they're from Sydney, build us a nice Pyro build. And of course you are more than welcome to do the same on your Pyromancer mages as well. Alright, let's get this thing rolling. Obviously down the bottom, Dub, I've got three points that I can put it, three areas that I can put points into: the fireball, the ignition, and the concentration. So we are a blank slate. Fill us in.
Alright, so this build's, as I said, based on an endgame spec. It's one of the initial ones once you're a bit geared, and it's commonly known as the Pyro lock.
Okay.
So it's...
But by the way,
the Pyromancer.
What are you guys doing? You what?
I'm giving Tal something to do.
Oh, you're dueling?
Yep.
That is classic. There you go, folks. That's one way for Tallahassee to spend his time. We're good with that. Let's let the dueling carry on in the background. All right, so where am I putting my first...
I don't know why. He started it.
Oh, he started it. Listen, Tallahassee's always up for a fight. Trust me. Alright, so we've got improved fireball, ignition, and fiery concentration. By the way, Dub, please feel free as we go through and put these points in. If there's anything you think that requires explanation, or that our viewers might go, why have we gone that way, or what does that particular thing do, or why have you put a point there, please explain. Better to do so than not. Assume that we're all idiots, especially me. Alright, so where are we putting points?
Alright, so let's start on the two kind of side trees.
Oh, okay.
That aren't the main point. So get a warlock in one of the trees.
Oh, now that's a good point, thanks, because of course currently I have Stormcaller, Pyromancer, and Elementalist. Now if I remember right, I haven't done this for a while, click in the middle there, and there we go, Warlock.
Yep.
Alright, this is exciting. Alright, we have a Warlock up.
And then in the other, in the third tree, let's call it, put up an Archon.
Oh, Archon, right.
So the Archon,
another one. Done.
So the Archon we're going to leave at 0 points.
Okay.
But the Archon's your standard 0 point spec. Most people leave Archon at 0 and leave it there because you have Pillaging Stone, which is the second ability there.
I see it. Hurls a large...
Which is a buff.
Stone missile. Oh, it's a buff, is it?
Yep. Keep reading.
Hang on. Hurls a large stone missile at the enemy, causing earth damage, and reducing their good lord strength, dexterity, wisdom, and intelligence by 5. Places a stack of pillaging stone on the mage, increasing their strength, dexterity, wisdom, and intelligence by 1 per stack for 5 minutes. Oh my god! Okay, you know what? Hang on. Before we go any further, I'm going to unlock my hotbar and basically clear it, because this is basically starting from scratch. And I'm just going to get confused if I have all my old icons here. So they're going.
I get confused anyway.
Well, thank you. You're right. But thank you. It doesn't take much to confuse me. So I've got my wand up, I've got my fireball, and I've got my flame bolt. That is it. I've got warlock and arch on. So I'm going to drop pillaging stone down there right away. Hang on, where are we? Arch on. There we go. Pillaging stone is down. And what's searing vitality? Boils the blood. Oh, another stack.
Yeah. And so we are actually going to use Searing Vitality as part of the main rotation in this build.
Okay. All right.
Because it's a fire damage spell.
Whoa. Okay. So there you go, folks. Learned something already, and wow, that's very powerful. Okay, now, and good point there, Dub, by the way. I'm sure you'll cover off the rotation later on, which basically, in terms of making it easy for viewers and myself, we will effectively lay out the skills in the order of the rotation, just so it's nice and simple. All right, we are done. I'm staring at the Warlock, Pyro, and Archon 0 build.
All right, so Warlock, we'll go to now.
Yep.
We're going to put 5 points in Magical Affinity.
Alright. And that's already...
Which increases amount of charge.
Yep, that's given me... but now, whenever I grab abilities, can I just drop these onto my hotbar for now? Because presumably I'm going to need them.
So I think you can, possibly.
Yes, I can, actually.
But once you finish and save, the game tries to populate your hotbars with the stuff that you've just activated anyway.
Okay, well I was doing that wrong then.
So sometimes I don't bother. It doesn't always do it very accurately, and it doesn't always choose the ones you want. So it's good to get. So the only one we're going to be using from there, or the only two, are Dark Touch.
Okay.
Now we put 5 points in Opportunity.
Oh, straight up the top there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, by the way, folks, if you want to know what all of these do, I won't waste time by reading out all of this stuff. You're hearing the name there from Dub. That should be enough. If you want to see exactly where we're going, then I'll just make sure that I hover over these for at least a couple of seconds. You're welcome to pause the video if you're emulating this build to see where we're going. So first one was Magical Affinity, then 5 out of 5 in Opportunity. Rightio, what's up next?
And then 3 out of 3 in Nedra's Influence.
Nedra's Influence, 1, 2, 3, done.
Alright, so now in the Warlock, you've opened up a few more abilities.
Oh, we have 2. Hang on, go back to the... There we go, so I've got Reconstruct. Yep. Nedra's
So
Strength.
the only 3 we're particularly worried about at the moment are Dark Touch, as I said.
Yep.
Sacrifice Life Mana. And Nedra's Strength.
Okay, and Nedra's Strength. Alright, Dark Touch, Sacrifice Life Mana, and Nedra's Strength. Done.
So we'll come back to those later.
Okay.
Now we get to fill out the Pyromancer tree.
Alrighty. Bringing it up, there we go, done. 0 points so far.
Alright, so I'll just do this quickly. And
no
then,
problem.
Talk about the thing. So we've got 3 out of 3 in Improved Fireball.
Done.
5 out of 5 in Ignition.
5 out of 5 in Ignition. Done.
3 out of 3 in Improved Combustion.
Improved Combustion. 3 out of 3. Done.
3 out of 3 in Burning Fury.
Burning Fury. 3 out of 3. Done.
This is a completely arbitrary choice, but 1 in Flicker.
Alright, Flicker Freeze the caster from all control movement effects. Yep, there we go. Done.
Now, go up another row.
Yes.
And everything in that row. So improved Flame Bolt,
yep.
Burning Bright, and Firestorm.
Alright, improved Flame Bolt done, Burning Bright done, and Firestorm done.
Wildfire in the next row up.
Yep, 3 out of 3.
Yep.
In Wildfire, done.
And all 5 points in Spark.
Spark, reducing our global cooldown, like the sound of that. 5 out of 5 done.
Yep. Now just go 4 points in improved Glyphs of Power.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 points in improved Glyphs of Power done.
And 1 in Heatwave right up the top.
Oh, the top one. Okay, it's the top one, folks. You got to let me read out the top one. This is called Heatwave, and it resets the cooldown of the mage's fire spells and reduces their casting time by 50% for 15 seconds. Good lord, does not trigger a global cooldown when cast. That is fantastic. All right, now I'm just going to save and exit that just so that it's locked in, so I don't mess it up. I'm going to go to my spell book now. Is there? I don't think. Have any new abilities appeared there? I don't think they have they? Oh, wait a minute. I'm looking at Warlock. My bad. My bad. Terrible. Will we do the abilities later on?
As in talk about them?
Yeah, as in what the rotation is. And
sort them out. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Let's do the rotation.
Okay. Have we? By the way, sorry. Have we actually finished? Oh yes. Points remaining 0. Well, look at that. Gosh, you're good. We're done. I thought there was more to go. Look at that. All right. So rotation-wise, this is the interesting part. What say you?
Okay. So your basic spell is still going to be Fireball.
Fireball, which is up there, no problem.
But there's 2 or 3 spells around that. I'm just checking that I know what I'm talking about.
No problem.
1,
make a change
2,
from
3, 4.
From
so there's basically 4 spells that will kind of 2 of them will come before Fireball and 2 are on cooldown. So one of the things about this Pyrolock build is that it's a hybrid of a dots build and a nuking build.
Whoa. Okay. Well, which makes sense given that it's a warlock. But yeah, dots and nuking. Wow, that's something new for me. Sounds fun.
So, if you pull out Dark Touch.
All right, Dark Touch. Now, is that in warlock?
That's a warlock spell.
There it is. Dark Touch. Yep.
Searing Vitality from Archon.
Archon is Searing Vitality, yep. And
Countdown from Pyro.
Countdown. Oh, yeah, Countdown, yep.
These are your 3 dots.
Oh, they're the 3 dots, are they?
Now, technically, there's another one hidden, and technically Countdown isn't really a dot, because if you look at the ability, it actually is, you put a cooldown on the enemy that explodes after 8 seconds.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, there you go. You can see it right there. It's instant cast, but cooldown 8 seconds. Right, so it's like Tallahassee. What's the equivalent of that in WoW again? It's, there's a bomb. There's a bomb on him.
Yeah, Living Bomb, isn't it?
Living Bomb. That's the one. Yeah.
Like that.
There you go. Alrighty. Okay, so obviously they're dots. They're going to be good as openers, aren't they?
Yes. So you basically load up the enemy with those 3.
Yep. Done.
Now you've got 3 more abilities to put wherever you're going to find easier.
Yep.
That both have priority over Fireball.
Ah, okay. No
the
problem.
first one is Flame Bolt.
Okay, looking. There it is. Got it. Yep. Blasts the enemy.
And the second one is in...
Yep.
Sorry. And the second one is Inferno.
Alright, Inferno, which is there. You can go there. Alrighty. Done. Flame Bolt and Inferno.
So now, Flame Bolt has been buffed through the talents that we've gone so that it does two things. The first is that it boosts your fire damage by 10%.
Oh, okay. Wow, great.
Or your spell damage, rather. And so you cast it before Fireball, and then your Fireball hits harder.
Okay.
It's also talented so that whenever you cast Fireball, you have a chance to reset the cooldown on 3 Flame Bolt casts.
Whoa.
And because of the lowered global cooldown that we mentioned on the way up,
Yes.
those casts come every second instead of every second and a half, which is the normal global cooldown, so it's increased damage.
Wow. Oh, I'm getting excited by this already. Tallahassee, I'm going to be a DPS machine. I can feel it. Because also, of course, I'm an awesome player.
Oh, you are.
So, yeah. So you can see, Tallahassee is convinced. You can hear that in his voice. Alright, so to recap so far, Dub, I've got my Dark Touch, my Searing Vitality, and my Countdown as my, quote, dots. I've got my Flame Bolt and my Inferno as priorities over my Fireball, because, of course, the Fireball will interact with those aforementioned abilities and be even more damaging.
Yep. So an Inferno is just a nuke that is instant cast, but you can only cast it when the enemy's below 30%. So
I see. Gotcha.
It comes up later in a fight, and then you have Fireball.
Of course. Yep. Done.
And that's essentially all your attacking spells. Later on, and this will be a addition we can maybe talk about later. There's an ability that we haven't talented yet, but that brings in a new and very powerful nuke. But I've decided not to choose that yet.
Okay.
Just because of the level. So it's called Cinderburst, and that's a lot of fun. It's an ability that's available to you now, but you can, if you look at it, if you've got time, it's a cast time of 6 seconds.
Okay.
Which is just excessive.
That's really long. That is very, very long.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Good.
So
good.
the other things to do before we start killing stuff is you've got 3 buffs to put up. One of them is that Nedra's Strength.
Okay, Nedra's Strength. Yep, got it.
Nedra's Strength is just endurance. It's not something to worry about often in a group.
Sure.
The warrior will be putting up an endurance buff anyway.
Of course.
And then there's Fire Armor.
Right, yep, found that one. There we go.
And Glyphs of Power.
Let's pop that one up. And Glyphs of Power. Oh, there we go. Glyphs of Power covers the mage and arcane glyphs, increasing their spell damage while standing still by 9%. Oh, this brings back memories, Tallahassee. And their mana regenerate by 100% at the expense of taking 1% extra damage when hit. And it doesn't stack with Ground of Strength. Do you remember those days, Tallahassee, when I was casting Ground of Power and Glyphs of Power and Ground of Strength? I remember that. That was good fun.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
then you couldn't move.
Yeah, well, that's the thing though. If I do cast this now, I've just cast it now. Oh, hang on. I remember it differently. I remember there being things on the ground.
Yes, it's changed. So it used to be called Ground of Power.
Yeah.
And you used to have to stand in the circle.
That's right.
But it's now the glyphs, and it is only while you're standing still, but you're not tied to one particular spot to stand still in.
Oh, I see. Yep. So I'm moving at the moment, folks, and you can see that buff is actually still on me. That's what we're talking about. So I don't lose the buff by wandering around. Great. Okay. Yep. Understood. Perfect. That's great.
And the last buff, sorry, I forgot, was Flaring Intellect.
Okay. Looking. Hang on. I have to go into my... Where is
Spellbook.
it? Yeah, Spellbook. There we go. Flaring Intellect. Okay. Gotcha. What's that? The minds of all group and raid members within 35 metres burn with power, increasing their intelligence by 10%. Gee, that's great. 4 buffs. I like ye lots.
Okay, and so then just before we go on, the 2 kind of combat buffs
Yep.
is that 31 point ability that you drilled over, heat wave.
Here we go, heat wave.
So you can have that handy.
Alright, I didn't have that in my bar. Okay, what does that do? Resets the cooldown of the mage fire spells and reduces their casting time by 50% for 15 seconds. Ah, okay, very cool. I'm going to pop that up the top there. Can I ask a question? I know I'm probably leaping ahead of you here. Not wanting to forget pillaging stone. Does that come into play anywhere?
So, basically, you can put one cast on every enemy.
Of pillaging stone.
Yeah, and what you want to do is maintain 5 stacks on yourself.
Ah.
It's kind of getting into min-maxing.
Yep, sure.
To worry about it too much. So, it's up to you where you have it on your bar.
Yeah, I'm going to drop it in there for now. I want to try and remember it, actually, to be honest. Oh, and of course I also have dark armor.
Yeah, so now
Oh.
you can only have one armor active at a time.
So fire armor gets... Right, I see.
Yes.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to take that off my hotbar because otherwise I'll click it. Do you know what I mean? So, there we go. Now, I see that I've still got a few abilities on my bar that we haven't covered off yet as well.
Yep.
So, for example, flash fire. Energy rips through the caster and their target. It's a stun. I can use that whenever I like. I mean, is there any use me using Void Bolt?
No, so we're choosing here. Void Bolt is the Warlock's basic nuke.
Yeah. And
so we're going to choose to use the Pyromancer's basic nuke instead because we're set up for the fire damage.
Alright, I'm getting rid of that. Fear. Every mage needs a good fear, so I'm absolutely going to leave that on my hotbar.
But yours is spiders.
Yeah, well, there you go. Thanks, mate. That's exactly right, though, unfortunately. We have Life Leech. Do I care about that? Because it heals me, right?
Yes. So, I mean, look, the Pyromancer's got a lot of utility built into it. So it's got things like the stuns, and it's got a disarm, and it's got the Warlock has the Life Leech. So they're all things that kind of can be kept handy, but it's not going to be as powerful. Yeah, that's okay. In terms of causing as much damage as possible.
That's all right. And I notice here internalized charge as well. Increases all damage dealt by 20% and consumes charge. Obviously, I want to use that if I've got charge available to me, I'd imagine.
Yep, exactly right.
Okay, recharge, which sounds like a bit of a life leech type thing, channels the mage's charge into health. That's just another little I win button, get out of jail for free if you're in an emergency type situation.
Yep.
I notice as well I've got flash fire. So, yeah, that's the stun. I might put that near my fear. Again, just a nice little utility to have, presumably.
Exactly.
Yep. Flicker. Is flicker blink, basically?
Yes. Flicker's blink.
All right, okay. So, folks, if you don't know what that is, it's basically teleports me 15 meters forward and gets rid of any movement impairing effects, which is great. Now, speaking of disabling, I've also got burn, which is a disarming tool there, I see. I'll keep that, thank you very much. But just before we head out, and I'd like to go and test on some mobs as well, obviously. I've got a couple more here, 2 more. One is called Firestorm. A conflagration erupts at the selected area, burning up to 8 enemies within, which is basically a dot, and generates charge. Isn't that something I'm going to want to be using?
Because that's basically your AoE in this class.
Okay.
You don't have fantastic AoE abilities. The Stormcaller is definitely the mage's AoE class.
Okay.
That gives you something.
Alright, that sounds good. I have one more here called Withering Flames. Channels flames on the enemy, dealing fire damage over 5 seconds. Damage is increased by 20% for each stack of combust on the enemy, and this applies a stack of combust each second, max 3 stacks. Yep. So that's also a charged power, I notice, by the way.
It is, and it brings up a mechanic that I didn't talk about yet, and that's part of this new Pyromancer, which looks a bit different to the old Pyromancer.
Yep.
Is Fireball, Withering Flames, and what was the other one?
Flame Bolt?
I always forget its name. Flame Bolt.
Yep.
All can combust the enemy.
Oh.
And it puts another dot on the enemy. But it's not a dot that you cast, it's just a reaction.
Right, gotcha.
So Withering Flames is good to get the stack on.
Yeah.
But it's a level of complexity that is often not actually worth it.
Okay, alright. Cool. Well, there's lots to think about there, folks. You can see. I just want to get here we are, get my utility section right. We've got the fear, we've got the stun, we've got the blink, we've got the disarm there, got the blink, what's that, reconstruct, got a health, basically a life tap, and I've got a life leech dot as well. So, yeah, I think, what do we got there? Those two, yeah, I might pop them up there. Sorry, folks. Alright, I am going to lock that. I think I'm about as ready as I could ever possibly be. Now, these other things here, things like Nedra's power, are they able to be put on other players? No, it's just... No, yes, I am able to put them on other players, aren't I? There we go. Endurance. Not that it matters in this case, but anyway.
Yeah, so you can put the endurance on another player, and you might want to put it on Tal.
Okay. Alright, there we go. Can't believe it. Look at that, folks.
Now, it's probably important.
Yeah.
It's probably important for you to quickly go and train your abilities, or you're going to hit like a soggy noodle.
Oh, yes, thanks. Soggy noodles aren't good. Good point. And of course, that's why Tallahassee had us here as well, near the Mage Trainer, folks. Don't forget that if you are training all your new abilities, they're all going to be at level 1, basically. And if we train, here we go, I'd like to train 4. And yeah, there we go. Okay, this is going to be expensive, I can tell. Rank 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like they're all going up to about rank 5. Oh no, rank 6, rank 7. Ouch, rank 8. I'm going to be poor. It's 35 points here to go in. Oh my lord.
Are you kidding me? People have gifted you like 200 platinum. You are not going to be poor.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? You make a great point there, Tallahassee. Sorry, folks. I keep forgetting that. Not that I should. There we go. All done. I am done. Woo! Alright, look out. Here I come. Well, you know how it works. Let's see. What do we got up here? There's... Oh, I can track fire creatures. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Little side
fairly
benefit.
Limited use.
Yeah. Alright, I just want to quickly grab my mounts out of here as well. And then I'm done. Now, Tallahassee, where do I find my mounts? I can never find them.
Character, and then mounts.
Oh, it's not in abilities. That's why. There we go. Thank you very much. 1 and 2. There we are. Now I don't have a pet, so I can get rid of those, which is great. Alright. I do believe I'm ready to rock. So, where can we go and beat some stuff up? I guess the moon... Or you lead the way, Tallahassee. What's the quickest way to... We don't necessarily have to follow any quests, but I'm assuming the best zone for something my level will be in the Moonshade Highlands?
Yep. Moonshade Highlands.
Alright, let's do it. Ouch. You're going to come along with us, Dub, so you can see your hard work pay off? or rather, see me butcher your hard work.
Sure thing. I'm gonna break the fourth wall and go feed my cat. But I'll catch up to you.
That's quite okay. Ah, classic. What's the name of your cat, by the way?
Totally originally. It's
yes.
Kitty.
Kitty. Oh yeah. That's...
And she'd be very pleased to be an internet celebrity.
That's great. That's a good name. Yeah. Well, look, I had a cat named Cat once, so there you go. By the way, there you go. You can see folks in the guild chat. Somebody has actually already joined the guild. There you go. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the... All right. So you're going to log out of Dub and come back on another character while you feed your cat, or are you just going to disappear for a couple of minutes?
I might just disappear for a couple of minutes.
All right.
We'll see.
Well, give Kitty a pat for us, and thank you so far for this. Tallahassee and I are going to go and try and beat some stuff up, and then we'll see you in a moment.
Very bad.
Okay, no problem. Yeah.
All right. Tallahassee, lead the way. Where are some mobs now? By the way, I'm not on any particular... Oh, I am on a quest, but it was to do with basically praying at some idols. So we'll just forget about them for this episode. I just want to try out this build. So, oh gosh, it's beautiful down here too, isn't it? Look at this, we've got it's like an Aurora Borealis over there.
Yeah, I was actually looking, because I know there used to be a quest down here.
Oh.
And there's an artifact for you. But if not, we'll go back up and we'll kill some stuff up there.
Yep, that's okay. I don't mind going for a bit of a sightseeing tour, of course, folks, you know I love that. But yeah, wouldn't mind just... Now, again, we're way over time, and I realise that, but folks, I'm sure you appreciate just as much as I do, and of course Tallahassee as well, who's always accepted great advice from Dub and the guys in the guild. You know, the time that Dub puts into learning all of this stuff is phenomenal, and we're of course the major benefactor of it, being able to have him walk us through all of this. So I certainly hope...
There you go.
There you go. I hope it helps you guys at home.
There's a router for you.
If you've got a Pyro build, you definitely want to try this one out. Alright, well, I'm going to buff myself up. And let's give this thing a shot. Here we go. Alright, so I'm just working through the rotation here. And there goes our first fireball about to come off. Oh, and it died pretty quickly. Died pretty quickly.
I think that's because I was hitting it as well.
Yeah, hang on.
Do you want to go up and kill something? Yeah,
you stay away, you go away for a moment. Now, I could probably start off a lot further away, by the way. I've done that wrong already. Whoa, that was a big hit. Holy cow. Okay, that's... Oh, damn it, I've got this flame bolt cooldown on me. Can I get in time? Get over there in time. Come on, come on. 4, 3, there we go. 2. Oh, no. Oh, I think, just managed to get that off. It's great, Tallahassee, how the countdown for the cooldown actually comes up on the screen. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, they do some really nifty stuff with their...
UI.
With their cooldowns and things like that, yeah.
Very cool. Hey, I've noticed a quest over here, by the way. Do you want to come over to where I am?
Yeah,
you might as well come over now.
I'm moving.
I'm moving. There's a quest that's appeared on my mini-map. Maybe it was that you were thinking of. Anyway, let's try and do this again. I'm going to try these stacks here. And then we're going to dot them up. And fireball, which should... There you go. Wow.
Oh, go on. Hit him.
Look at that. That's the withering flames. Look at it. Did you see that absolutely tear through it? And that was my big AoE as well. Gee, that just tore through that thing. Good lord. That is amazing. Although I must say my health is a little bit down. Now, where were my health buffs? Hang on. Channels the mage's charge into health. Oh, I don't have any charge. There you go. That's why I can't do it. Alright, kill corrupted razor beasts. Well, there you go. We might as well do it. Do you think? I mean, we're so far over time anyhow. Why don't we... you up for killing some razor beasts?
This one on me.
Yeah, okay. Good.
Just hit it.
There we go. Thank you.
You don't have to stand that close, you know.
Yeah, I know. I'm just kind of used to it. Alright, let's do this. We've got 1 out of 12. Boy, yeah, the range is actually quite long, isn't it? It's great.
Yeah, you're going to have a big range, so that's good. Hopefully it'll keep you out of danger somewhat.
Burn! Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know what? You're absolutely right. The further I am away from the mobs, the better it is for me. And of course, folks, the easier it is for Tallahassee. Oh, what is this? Can we do this? Is this a bit of a mini rift or an invasion or something?
Yeah, this is a rift.
All right, let's do it.
So
I'm on your targets. Here we go, folks. Getting to test it out for real, obviously, in a rift. And got my AoE there. Whoa, that took out a whole bunch. Whoa. Alright, yeah, we can definitely keep way back here. This is fantastic.
Yeah, help me kill the Abysmal Idol as well.
Oh, whoops, okay. Look at all those dots going on, folks. This is great stuff. Whoa! We defeated it! I'm a DPS machine! Yep. And look, will you look at that, folks?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Well, look at, if you have a look there. Hello, by the way, Dub. Welcome back. I'm looking at my simple meter now. Look, I know this is early days, and I won't have the rotation right yet, Dub, and all the rest of it. But if we look at my simple meter, actually, hang on, I'm going to have a drink as well. Come to think of it, there we go. I am looking at this, and just with me basically spamming in the rough order that you described them, Dub, my DPS is sitting at about 218 versus Tallahassee's 130. So you know what, I'm really happy with that. For that, you know, just a blind test with me having absolutely no clue what I'm doing. That's bloody great, if you ask me.
Yeah.
The thing
considering
is,
I've seen Dub get like 6,000 DPS.
What was that, Tallahassee?
Considering I've seen Dub get like 6,000 DPS in a raid once.
Yeah, well, whatever. That's because he's from Sydney. The air's thinner up there, so, you know, higher DPS. Where I'm getting confused, Dub, is when to use... Oh, no, I've gone and wasted my AoE there. When to use things like Smouldering Power, Internalized Charge, Pillaging Stone, that sort of thing. I guess that'll eventually become sort of second nature when it's appropriate to use them.
Yeah, Smouldering Power is a mana conservation thing.
Okay.
So you won't use that a lot.
Okay.
What was the other ones?
Yep, Withering Flames I just used then. That's nice when they're up close. Internalized Charge increases the damage dealt by the mage by 20% and consumes charge.
So I tend to turn Internalized Charge on just before I refresh all the dots.
Okay. Right, so that the dots are being affected.
Yep. Well, they just get the most benefit from it.
Yeah.
And then anytime if I'm above about 80% of the charge bar, I just turn it back on.
Alright, now what about Pillaging Stone?
I'd use it just once.
Oh,
on each
once.
mob right at the beginning.
Oh, okay.
And then just leave it.
Alright, there we go, once. Alright, dotting up. You know what I'm actually loving is that one. I love it. I love a good AoE, and that Firestorm is just fantastic. You know, that is great. And Flame Bolt. Oh, I see. The Flame Bolt cooldown comes up as well. That's great. It's good. So you know when that's going to blow, basically.
Yep. And so I actually have a lot of this macro. So I have essentially 5 buttons in rotation, but I know it's not as instructive to do that.
Yep. That's something that actually, you know what, Tallahassee seems to be pretty much an expert on macros as well, so perhaps it's something that we can go through in the future. But I am not macroed at all. I've never used macros in this game. I am a manual spellerer, if you know what that means. So that's probably a learning for a future episode, because I'd imagine that would increase my efficiency and therefore my DPS tenfold if I could do that. Tallahassee, you use macros still, don't you? Tenfold.
Yeah, I still use macros.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, sorry, Dub, I was exaggerating there.
It's just easier.
Yeah. The thing about macros for me, and by the way, we're up to 8 of 12 of these suckers. Let's see if we can get some more. And we can at least say we've done one quest.
We're getting up to the Rams.
Ah, yeah, okay, we need to go back.
So head back this way.
Yeah, the good thing, I guess, about not having macros, if I may say so, is that then you're having to rely on your knowledge of the individual spell, so you at least do know what they do individually on their own, rather than just clicking on the macros. Do you know what I mean? Like, it probably is a good idea to at least start on actual spell clicking.
Yeah, you need to know what the spells are.
Yeah.
To understand how to macro well.
There you go. That's
you can certainly you can definitely macro without knowing what you're doing.
Yep.
And it won't do you any good at all.
Exactly right, because all you're doing is basically playing Simon Says at the end of the day.
Yeah. And I'd say, I mean, most mages, especially in this game, the macros tend to be one or two things bound together that you know one spell always has a priority over another spell.
Ah, right, okay, right. Which makes sense.
So they don't tend to be very excessive macroing.
Yep. Alright, AoE time. Boom, that is such a great AoE, I love it. Absolutely love it. Oh, it's so much fun. Alright, one more of these to kill, and then I think we'll go hand in and absolutely wrap up this episode, which has gone, I think it's basically a double episode. I think we've pretty much gone, whoa, what happened there? Oh, was that you? Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It just disappeared. Yeah. Yeah, we've gone way over time, but again, well worth it in my opinion, because there's so much learning, great learning here, folks, especially if you're, of course, rocking a fire build. All right, let's do it. Where do we hand in? Just ahead of us over here. And then we can wrap this all up. So, look, I'm absolutely wrapped at this. Again, Dub, thank you so much, not only for taking the time out of your busy schedule to come along and help us out, but also for your knowledge, because, of course, all of this knowledge doesn't come without, great effort. And what do we got to do? Oh, rams. Collect rams' brains? Ew, that's disgusting. Well, we know where they are. They're just up where we were. Yeah. So we'll hoe into them next week. But look, Dub, perhaps in the future, yourself and Tallahassee might be able to join up and take us through some basics in terms of the macroing, because I'm sure I'm not the only one out there in viewerland that doesn't use macros, primarily probably because we have absolutely no clue how to do it, what they're about, what they're for, anything about it. Would you be willing to come back and help us on that some day in the future?
Definitely.
Oh, brilliant. You know what? You're even welcome to bring Kitty along if you like. Maybe she can guest as well. Kitty's probably more use on this show than I am, actually. Maybe we'll replace it and we'll have Kitty's Let's Play, and she can do the fighting.
It's actually true.
Yeah. Hush you there in the cheap seats with your tentacle head. Anyway, folks, there you go. That's it. I don't know how long this went for, because the timer ran out ages ago. Wouldn't surprise me rather if it's getting close to an hour. And if so, if your boss is getting angry at you because you're spending an hour over your lunch hour watching YouTube videos, as always, blame Tallahassee. Anyhow, that's it from us. On behalf of myself, Sambo, and of course, Duboir, Dubism, thank you very much once again with your tentacle staff there. Greatly appreciated. Thank you for your time. And of course, as always, Tallahassee with a great big horn on his head. It's us saying take care. Certainly hope you're having a great day wherever in the world you are. Do look forward to seeing you next time. We shall see you then, and bye-bye.